I tell you what, you are in for some drama tonight. You're in for a little comedy, and you're in for a whole lot of theatrics. Why? Because we have the folks from the Nashville Rep with us. That's right, the Nashville Rep. They just changed their name. It was official as of last night, the Tennessee Rep, formerly Tennessee Rep, now the Nashville Rep. And as always, this show is your forum. The number to call is 737-7587. And I know you're going to have we've got a lot of theater lovers out there. When you have a question, get on the phone. We've got the big dogs here with us this evening. We've got some of the best actors from the Nashville Rep, as well as the artistic director. We're going to kick off the show with her. Renee Copeland, welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And congratulations on the new name.
Thank you. We're really, really excited about that. I mean, really excited.
That is some big stuff. So people know the Tennessee Rep, and now your 30th season is here. Tell us about the big change.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee Rep is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, so we've been Tennessee Rep for a really long time, and the the prospect of a change after 30 years is something that you spend a lot of time thinking about and certainly considering it very carefully. But it just seemed like the right time. It seemed like the right time to sort of let the name evolve to reflect who we really are after 30 years. And we really are a Nashville group of theater artists, so it felt right to become
You've got
Nashville
a big following. You had a big party last night. I know our cameras were down there. Kind of what was your feel? What was the take that everybody was sharing with you?
It was an interesting mix of people who actually kind of already knew that we were going to do it, and then lots of people for whom it was a complete surprise. And there were cheers when we made the announcement we were going to be Nashville Repertory Theater, and everybody went, "Wow!" I was like, okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
But most everybody that I talked to, everybody was really enthusiastic about the idea that it really represents who we feel we are as artists, and it'll help Nashville and the community we serve understand that we live here. We're here to make sure that Nashville has a great cultural life. So it just made sense.
And let's talk about, you've got the 30th season upon you. Actually, I jump ahead a little bit, but I did want to let people know too, there's a new website too with Nashville Rep.
Right. I mean, obviously, if you're going to change your name, there are a whole bunch of moving parts and pieces that go along with that. And one of the most exciting ones is it gives you an opportunity to sort of launch a new website design, and something that everybody does every now and then. You have to stay fresh and you have to stay up to date technologically and everything. But we just it was a great opportunity to, if you're changing your name, then that means you get to search for a new logo. You find an artist to help you create something that you can get really excited about. And so the website we did a complete overhaul. So if you were to go to our website now, NashvilleRep.org, you will see a brand new design that sort of all launches artistically from our choices relative to the logo, and it's clean and it's easy to use, and you can find anything you know about us there.
It's a great website, really is. Now, I mentioned the 30th season is here upon us. We're going to talk about all the shows that are in it. And again, I know we've got a lot of theater lovers out there. Our number 737-7587. But feel free, this is your forum to be able to ask what you want to about the Nashville Rep. Whether or not it's what the season is, how they choose the season, the part of becoming part of the Nashville Rep. Any question, just give us a call. We are here to answer those questions for you. Now, the season, this isn't the first show of the season, but I wanted to talk a little bit about this one, The Whipping Man. So this is really a special show.
It really is. It's a relatively new play, and I noticed that a lot of other regional theaters were doing it, and that's sort of how it works. You look around and say, oh, wait a minute, there's a lot of attention about this play over here. What is it? And I got the script and went to go see a production in another theater out of state, and it's just a really great story that tells a really interesting story, but it also makes you ask really interesting questions, right? Because it's set in the Civil War, right at the close of the Civil War, and it explores this relationship between a Confederate soldier and two men who used to be his slaves about 10 minutes ago. It's right as the emancipation happened, and so they have to renegotiate their relationship because they were raised in the same house and in many ways their family. And another interesting thing that this playwright has done, whose name is Matthew Lopez, by the way, is he has imagined what it's like in a Jewish home that that the slaves that live with them are also brought into the faith of their Jewish faith. And so they're all exercising Judaism, and it happens to be, and this is historically true, that it was Passover on that date in April, right after the slaves were freed. And so this new relationship spawns this Seder dinner that they have to figure out how to do that now that they have a different relationship with each other. And it's a really interesting way to sort of explore the echo of what slavery was like and what it means, both for those of the Jewish faith and then the African American experience, and how that sort of overlaps in that story. It's really a great tale to hear.
And it's very special too. You got some special casting in this, so we're looking forward to that. So
I have a lovely cast. There are only 3 people in this cast. Matthew Rosenbaum's in it, and also James Rudolph, and also a little-known actor named Eddie George, who is really such a fabulous actor. And although most people, I think, will know him as a football player, we've had such a great time with him so far, getting into the script. And I think that you'll find that the strength that he brings with his own person and certainly with his history will come to bear on this role in a way that will really be impactful.
All right, so put these on your calendar. Just to let you know, the Whipping Man previews in February, so you can go ahead, put that on the calendar for now. Starts February 5th in the previews. Some of the questions that we've already been fielding that people are asking about: how long do you rehearse a show?
Well, we are professional theater, and so when we're in rehearsals, it's a day job in the sense that we work 7 hours a day. So we tend to work about 3 weeks or so. A little bit more for musicals, sometimes a little less, depending on the show, but about 3 weeks of full-time work.
And you said as far as a musical versus a play.
Yeah.
I'm curious, this is something as far as what you choose, a musical or a play, do you have one that people say, oh, I'd rather see you do musicals, or I'd rather see plays, or do you try to do that mix?
Oh, that's a good question. I believe my choice as an artist is to do a mix, and I think that most people find that getting a chance to get sort of a variety in the season is what is satisfying. And so I tend to, and there was a time a few years back where we really weren't even doing musicals much at all, but now I feel really, every time we do one, I love musicals myself personally. There's a lot of expense related to doing musicals, frankly, and so you have to balance it against the rest of your season about whether you can afford it and the budget that you have. But I don't think I'll have another season where there's not at least one musical. I think it really adds a lot to just sort of the energy of the season, you know, especially if you're thinking about your season subscribers, someone who's going to be willing to commit to your company for all 4 shows is what our season package is right now. So I feel really obligated to give a really good mix of stimulating material, you know, among those 4 shows. And a musical is a great way to make sure that there's really great variety.
Right, right. Does a musical, because a lot of times musicals I know draw very well, does a musical also allow you to take chances with, you know, a new production that's coming here for the first time, The Whipping Man? Does it allow you, or is it just a balance?
No, actually, you're actually right about that. I mean, there's always a balance. We're a not-for-profit theater, which means that we exist to serve, not to actually make money for investors. And so there's a sense that we have an artistic mission to accomplish, but you know, we also have to sell tickets too. So there's always that balancing act of choosing something that you think has enough appeal that you can make good enough ticket sales that maybe you can afford to do something that's less known, and that's absolutely true. There's always that balancing act going on, and choosing the season is like trying to juggle 18 balls, just trying to figure out all those things.
I bet it's a jigsaw puzzle, yeah, just trying to figure out where it pieces together.
It is.
Now, I know we've got a lot, of course, great actors here in Nashville. One of the things we wanted to ask you, too, the auditions, because you use a lot of Tennessee and Nashville actors. So what is the audition process?
Yeah, I mean, we're actually philosophically committed to using actors from around here. I mean, we feel like it's one of our responsibilities as a company in this town to make sure that we, you know, provide as much work as we can so that we can have great professional actors, you know, afford to live around here. So we have our audition process is essentially one great big open call about May for the next season, and from the open call, you might get a call back to come and actually do specific readings for the play. So the whole process takes about a month from the time we have the open call, where really anybody's welcome to come and audition for us during that open call. And, you know, I see probably 220 people during the open call. And then comes the process of just figuring out among all those people and some of the actors I've already worked with, who do I want to come and read from the play itself, and kind of figure out from that, you know, what the combinations of people might be and how their voices sound together and all those kinds of considerations. So it's rare that there's somebody in a cast who isn't from at least around this area somewhere.
Right. Well, that is great. We're going to take a break. We've got more behind-the-scenes questions to let Renee field for us when we come back. When we do come back, looking forward to this, though, Renee Copeland is going to be joined by Martha Wilkinson, Sam Whitehead. They are in Sweeney Todd. They are in Christmas Story. At least Sam is in Christmas Story. We're going to take a short break, get those questions ready, give us a call, and we'll be right back after this.